Well, good evening. This is Charles Harvey, candidate for President of the United States for the year 2012. Today I wanted to talk about mad as hell, media, and puppets. You know, I'm sure most of you are aware of that money wins presidencies, and 9 out of 10 congressional races in Priciest U.S. election ever we've seen is continuing a trend that's seen election cycle after election cycle. The biggest spender was victorious in 397 of 426 decided houses races and 30 of 32 settled Senate races. On election day 2006, top spenders won 94% of the House races, 73% of the Senate races. In 2004, 98% of the House seats went to the biggest spenders, as did 88% of the Senate seats. In 2008, election will go down in the U.S. in history as the election of purse, but this was far from the first time that money was overwhelmingly victorious on election day. Sheila Krumholz, which is executive director of the Center for Responsive Politics, said the best funded candidates won 9 out of 10 contests, and all but a few members of Congress will be returning to Washington. You know, isn't that incredible? So if you consider that, as I told you before, the middle class is 72% of Americans, 72% more than the majority, making under $50,000 a year. The Senate, the House, and the presidential office is being bought by the rich. And like I told you before, that there's 400 Americans that own more money than 150 million Americans. Do you know that 2% of the richest people in the world, 2%, control who gets in the White House? And then they're also backed by another 2%, and that is the ones that make 200 to 250,000 a year. So as you can see, the money's not coming from the working class. It's not coming from middle America. And what I don't understand is, why don't you get mad as hell? You know, the only ones running for President of the United States that have a chance are when the media talks to them, or videos they see. You know, like myself, well educated, could do an outstanding job, from the middle class, not famous, have no political bragging rights, but care and knows what has to be done for America. Do you think I'm going to get any airtime? No. I don't have the money. I live on $2,100 a month Social Security. And I'm not complaining. I live quite well on that amount of money. You know, I don't have a lot of needs. But, you know, if I don't get the help from the working people, the middle class, the poor, the majority of Americans, I'm not going to have a chance in hell of getting in the White House to make a difference for the middle class and the poor. And that's my goal. And I know how to make America great again. I know how to make America get its reputation back that it had in the 50s and the 60s. So I really do need your help. You know, I really like that movie, you know, go to your windows, roll it up and say, I'm mad as hell, I'm not going to take it anymore. You know, media is brainwashing. Most of the videos by the candidates that are out there have so much factual information and some of them are way out in the left field. But you know what? The majority of the public buy what they see. They buy what they see. These candidates that can afford it, that are backed by special interest group, that are backed by the most richest people in the United States, they hire the spin masters. They hire the masters that know what music to play, what background setting, how you should look, what you should say. You know, it's unbelievable. And they've all shifted over to throwing mud at other candidates. Unbelievable. You know, and the things that people buy, do you know, somebody planted a seed and it's now a forest larger than Johnny Appleseed could ever pick in the next 20 years. That seed was put out there about 3 years ago. Obama was not born in the United States. Do you know there's 40% believe that? 40% believe that. They throw out a seed of a lie and it's bought. You know, I voted for Obama. You know, I'm tired of hearing about where his birth certificate's from. You know, we have problems. We have other things, you know. Like I said, I wouldn't have bailed out the fat cats. I would have taken that money and saved every mortgaged home and made a contract with them to give them 1 year to pay it back, and we would pay their mortgage for a 1 year period of time every month, and they could cut it off anytime they want to at 5%, and all those homes would have been saved. You know? Incredible. Incredible. And campaigns, getting from the rich and the power groups. $1 billion will buy the White House by Obama next time. Do you think a guy like me has a chance? Spending $2,000 in a website? Thank God I get these free videos, and there's some blogs that I post and etc. But if I don't get the help from the middle class, it's just going to be the same song and dance same game over and over and over. You know, like I told you, I know that within 4 years I could come up with a synthetic fuel that would be safe for the environment, probably cost about $1 a gallon, and replace oil. And I know how to do that, and I know the people that can do that. You know, oil companies and the powers that be that are making money off of oil don't want you to know that. You know, think about it. All the accomplishments we've made in the state of the art in science. You don't think we can come up with a synthetic fuel? We smash atoms, we do unbelievable things, but boy, we're dumb. We don't know how to make an engine run without oil. Yeah, and we believe it, you know. And of course everybody bitches about the prices at the pump, but you keep putting the same clowns in office. You keep putting the rich cats that put out the fancy words with the American flag in the background, a picture of the perfect family, and giving you BS. And you buy it, and then you come back for seconds and thirds and fourth. Every election has been the same. You put a former politician in. Ask yourself this. Just take the last 20 years. What president has done any monumental great thing for America? Tell me, what monumental thing has been done to benefit America? We've been going down the tubes since 1980. Tell me what great bills and things that have been done for the American people and the middle class in the last 20 years by representatives and politicians. Nothing. And you keep putting him in. My God, get off the pot. Get on the ballot. Write Charles Harvey for president. Give a middle-class, well-educated man a chance to prove he can make an honest, prosperous America and take care of Americans. You know, I'm just really pissed about all this BS that people are buying. I mean, they're manipulating you like puppets, and you're not cutting the strings. You know, I care about all Americans and the working class, but when are you going to learn? You know? Well, this is your chance. Make history. Get somebody that's not buying the White House. Get somebody that's well-educated, capable of running America and doing good things for the middle class and building our reputation and getting our nose out of foreign affairs, and quit giving money to other countries, and don't spend $3 billion that was slipped into this last budget for a spacecraft, or want to kill a program for helping humans, and then lying about that program, the Planned Parenthood, and saying it's 92% is abortion when it's less than 3%. Stop buying the garbage. Put in Mr. Average America, Charles Earl Harvey, for president. Blow them all away. They will be beside themselves if you take an ordinary, above average, well-educated man like myself and put him in the White House. They will not know how to handle it. And I want to talk about this, another BS. Independent has no chance. You know, he can't get the two houses to work together. Well, would you like to tell me in the history of politics when Democrats and Republicans have ever worked together? No matter what president's in. So I really don't want to hear this. Oh, you're going to have somebody of one or Republican or Democrat. It won't work. It hasn't worked. You know, the basis is to put somebody in that's going to do something for the American people, not the world, for the American people. And I'm that person. You know, if there's any way you can get any media, let's start with, let's take the humor side. If you can get Jon Stewart, Colbert, or anybody with a TV program that can interview me and put me under the gun and ask me what I would do and about issues. But without exposure, I'm nicknamed the voice in the wilderness, by the way, because I write thousands of articles. But see what you can do to get me some airtime. I'm not asking for donations, but I can sure use some help of getting a hold of some media companies, CNN, Jon Stewart, Colbert, you know, any one of them may get me a start, because if you look at media, they never do interview the bottom person who has no money, okay? Or is unknown, or hasn't written a book. So, good evening. Thank you. This is Charles Harvey, page 3, the rest of the story. And I will sign that off as soon as I get the button here. Thanks for your time. Bye.